Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Life Unscripted, which focuses on teaching you how to become a student for life beyond academic session in order to achieve optimum success. If it is your first time on my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get a notification when the next content drops. And if it is your first time on Facebook, go ahead and click on that follow button because that is one of the best decisions you're going to make in your life this year and beyond. And I'm going to share with you why in this series. So, particularly getting to know me, my name is Mrs. 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘, and I'm your edupreneur, and I'm on a mission to help 20,000 committed youngsters to be able to improve on their self-esteem as well as build credible connections to accomplish more in less time. And so, in that light, we are building confident global champions so that we'll have holistic individuals who are going to raise uh, raise the quota, right, and make a difference in their lives based on what they are called to do. So, if that is you, invite someone who needs this and tag them in the comment section because today we are going to be focusing on the impact of entitled parents to your growth and learning journey. All right, you shouldn't be the only one here because all of these things happen realistically. They do happen, and someone has to talk about it, and that's why we are engaging this conversation to talk about this, so that in the school of life you learn how to navigate life beyond academic session, right? Awesome. So invite your friends, your enemies, your concubine, your whatever you call them, your parents as well, your guardians. Let them come to this live series, right? Tag them in the comment section, whether you're watching a replay or you are here live. It doesn't matter the time. Yeah, you are watching from. The important thing is that impact is made. So go ahead, tag them in the comment section, or you copy the link and share because the envy is less when everyone is succeeding. So moving on to the topic of today, most of us are coming from entitled homes. And that is why one of the things that young people struggle with is to think for themselves. Now, beyond school, yeah, your parents send you to school you never wanted. They always do things based on what they think is best for you, right? As much as that is good, excuse me, as much as that is good, there are a lot of limitations based on compound effects that is going to affect you in the nearest future. That is why even when they actually do those things over time, maybe when you are much younger, there are some unrealistic expectations that they have over you. And then when you now graduate, they begin to make more unrealistic expectation based on the information they give to you. And you see, sometimes those information are so not, they are contrary to each other. So they will ask you, for example, you as a lady, do not mingle with guys. And then when you get of age, they will now begin to expect that you should be married. Nkechi is getting married and all of this. And then there is no actually training part because, like I told you, your parents love you enough to want you to get results, even when they don't understand the process. So, because of that, they will advise you on what they think is best for you, which is actually okay. But if you do not pay attention to the realm of your calling, you wouldn't be able to apply wisdom to go through the process that is needed for you to get the result they will be proud of, right? So one of the impact of this entitlement, because I'm going to come into letting you know what entitlement is in this context, right? Generally, entitlement is just to give title, right? The claim, although it has expanded to a lot of things people um, talk about it for, but this is just the basic of what entitlement truly means. So when entitlement is basically to give you title, right? So what your parents normally do, right, because they are entitled, what they normally do is that they give you a title that is meant, that they assume that is meant for you. That's why it's called entitlement. So they give you a title that is meant for you, and then the ripple effect is that you will lose your identity, because you start living life for them, because they are so overly protective. They are just they are just all over you everywhere. Every decision you have made is because of them. Everything that you do in life, you can't even you can't even speak for yourself. You wait till you go and speak to your parents. Why? Because they have really overshadowed your life for you to live for them more than yourself. So most of the times we don't know the implication of this, right? Yeah, I'm going to be a parent soon, and I'm building up my mindset not to be an entitled parent, because most of the times we don't know when we get into this thing. But if we are taking conscious, deliberate action into all of this, we can help our children, right? I know where I am coming from, right? There are, and like I told you, the moment they begin to give you this title, you lose your identity without your consent, even when they don't want it, because most of the times they don't know the implication. Parents don't know the implication of that entitlement. And that's why they are doing it out of love, because they know, or they feel that they actually know better, right? So, but they do not really know that they are even entitled, not to talk of the implication of the entitlement. So, you as a child, you as a youngster, you as a graduate, or whatever place you are watching from, I want you to understand that when you see the traits of unrealistic expectations from your parents, and you look at what you are called to do, because we talked about the course of our life beyond the course of study you are doing in school, because they are two different things. You need to come into the space of going through the course of your life more than the course of study in that university. So you now pay, when you now come into that consciousness, that's where you begin to attain boldness. You see, most people that are coming from entitled parents' home, right? They don't exude confidence in themselves. They tap from their parents' confidence of who they have become already to do the thing. So when that particular thing is not there, they are emotionally harassed. And that's why their self-esteem is so inconsistent. You will see them all the time. Um, Anytime they make friends today, tomorrow those friends are enemies, because when they went back home, they told their parents, "Ah, I met with this person." Don't follow them. They will go back. They won't even communicate or do anything, and that affects their social life. It affects their relationship. So over time, they do things based on instruction. It's always about a particular stereotype kind of thing that do not let you explore your creativity and empower your mind to make your decision. And so when you are trying to even get married, they won't trust you enough for that decision, because they have been making decisions for you. So if you do not, at a point in your life, if you do not stand up for your dreams and major into the course of your life, this is what you are going to experience. And when you start experiencing it, don't blame your parents. Don't blame your parents for anything. All you have to do is, now you know better, you stand up and begin to change things, because we are here to help each other. We are here to help each other. Your parents did not do anything wrong. They just gave you what they know. All right. So that's why at an early stage, that's why this series is here, so that you come into the consciousness of who I am, your identity, more than it is what the title they have given you. Because there is a lot of pressure coupled with social media and all of that. There's a lot of pressure already in this world, that if you don't know anything for yourself, all right, you think that someone owes you. Even some of you, you have not even gone out to start a business. You have not gone out to start a new thing for your life, because your parents are rich and you think their money is your money. So the another impact that this entitled parents is going to deal with you in the nearest future is that you will struggle with independence. You will struggle with self-reliance. People will not even trust you. People will not really trust you totally for you to carry up a task and do it excellently well, because it's always about what mommy said, what daddy said. Even when you get married to especially a man, and you are a mommy's boy, what is going to happen is that you have not been able to stand on your own. You can't even think for yourself as a man, right? I don't know, even when you calculate, when the moment you begin to calculate, if that's your father, right, the parent is still alive, who is informing his decision? That you, as a man, you want your mom or your dad to be making decisions for you. Yes, like I told you, the role of people is to be able to support that which you are standing up to. It's not for them to give you the life you live. No, nobody has the right to do that. God has already sent you on a mission. All you have to do is to realize what it is and then go through that journey of process in actualizing them. So, what your parents do is to actually guide you, because they have a level of experience, they have a level of exposure even before you came into the world. But entitled parents want to be in control of your life instead of keeping you under control. And that is, going overboard to be able to give you a title that you are not. So that's why you go through identity crisis. At some point, you will see that a lot of quality relationship, you lose them because when they have conversation with you, they don't have conversation with you. They have conversation with your parents, because all the time, and it will be on a reflex. You will see they will just say, as they are talking to you, you say, well, the other day my mom said, the other day my dad said. What are you saying? These are the questions you need to start asking. As little and as basic as this is, this, based on compound effect, is going to be a big problem for you, not for your parents. And you are the one that is going to go through it. So today is a day of deliverance, right? It's a day of deliverance to understand that the impact of entitled parents have made you have dealt with your self-esteem. It has actually given you an unrealistic expectation that you are not even living the life you are called to do. Pay attention. And then it's also another thing that you're not able to develop dependence and self-reliance. People cannot rely on you to make decision. They can't trust your discretion when you are given a task or a project to perform. And so you have to be able to wake up to the course of your life, because the only thing that can bring a balance to this, right, is for you to wake up to the course of your life and then begin to communicate that course to people around you, starting with your parents, starting with your loved ones, because they are your first connections. All right. So, it, based on this, you don't want to be, probably as an African, you don't want to be at the age of 19, all right, and you intend to get married at the age of 24. Your parents said, no, you are too young to get married. You need to get to work. You need to do this. If that is what God called you to do, sit them down and have conversations with them. They are very difficult things to do, but over time, that is where you grow your self respect. That is where you grow your independence. That's where you grow autonomy. That is where you grow self reliance. Because the next time you make this, when you make that decision, what is going to happen is that you have chosen your consequences, that whatever that comes out of that decision, you are going to get it done. And the moment they see that you are going ahead to get it done, your self-respect increases. And the next time you want to make the next decision, they give you a little space. So all these things is not what you come and abuse your parents for. No, it's not their fault. They are giving you what they already have. What you need to do is not to complain, is to create the life and let them and communicate to them. Whether or not they understand, make sure you give them the result that they are going to be proud of. But you must make sure that into your course of life, you live, you go through the process of all of those things. When you don't understand these things, you think that when you go to school, even most of the courses that we chose is because of our parents. It's because of our parents. That's why we chose that course. That's why we went to that school. That's why we did the things that we did. We have not started living for ourselves. And this is having a great impact on the level of creativity you can have, because you can't create for yourself, because you are so dependent on their own brain. And then you have your brain that you are not making use of, but you have not come into the consciousness of this. I want to say congratulations to you as you're watching this live unscripted, that today it is time to actually write your own script. It is time to actually write your own script. What is your imprint in life? Where are you on the map? Right? Where is your name? So they have given you a title based on assumed, well, I don't know what those things, based on unrealistic expectation. But now you need to come out of it by identifying yourself based on what you are called to do. That's why those people who are called coaches, they are not facilitators, right? People are just getting all feisty. That's why you're getting all feisty with, I want to be this. You are not being that based on what you are called to do. You just want to be that for the sweetness of the title. And that's not the way life is designed. All right. You want to be able to stand on your feet. You want to be able to exude confidence. You want to be able to improve on your self-esteem. That is why we are building confidence global champions. And I can't wait to have a conversation with you. You may ask how. Click the link in the description of my channel if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, click the link on my bio. Let's have that conversation and take it to a whole new level. I believe with this basic knowledge, you can be able to see that we go through what we are going through. I don't know who I'm speaking to right now. Maybe this is speaking to you personally. You are going through some things that you think that you need to stand up for your dreams. Truly, it is time to stand up for your dreams. And remember, the fight is for your dreams, it's not with people. Your fight is very different. So don't fight with your parents, don't blame them. Stand up. Create the life you have identified that you are called to do, and then be able to do all it takes. Because that's where the problem is. You can't buy courses. You can't do a lot of things on your own because you're waiting for your parents. So you have to stand up and take deliberate action and effort to do all it takes to achieve that greatness that you are called for. I hope this makes a lot of sense to you. And of course, I still remain your friend, and you're going to get Edupreneur, Mrs. Chama Kalinda Vershima. And until I see you again in our next series, don't forget, it is time to live the life you are proud of and not the one people recommend.